He's played almost every minute of the match of the tournament so far for Korea. 35 minutes in the first match and 39 in the second. The Koreans' record coming into this game 1-1. They defeated China, but they lost to Japan. Ness over to Norris. It's 1-on-1. Beautiful trickery there from Sean Norris. The head fake. Unfortunately for him, he couldn't make the layup, but Justin Eveson cleans it up. He's got a dozen.
Great move from the Wiz there. With Sean Norris. 1-on-1. Beat him easily. Would have liked to have finished it, I'm sure, but Justin was there to clean up.
Ko again gets around Norris in towards Cho. He drops the bars. Should have done better than that. He's got the ball back, but he's in a little bit of trouble now. Eveson guarding him. Good tilt there. Got some elevation there, Cho, but he couldn't finish it off. Now Norris needs to get moving. Australia need this over half court. They get it now. Eveson picks up the dribble over to Hartnett. Can the little man finish? He can't. Be disappointed with that, Michael Hartnett. Now the Koreans in transition. Here's Kim Ho-young looking to get around Blair. Great job there by Hartnett. Just trapped him. Pushed really hard to get into position. Now the Koreans set up half-court offense. They've only got 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Cho for 3. Rebound for Korea, and they can restart.
Coach Ben Ettridge won't be happy with that at all. It was very good defence, made them take a fairly low percentage shot, but then let them get the offensive board. So Korea possession again. Coach, I would not think he would be overly happy.
Ko had an eternity to set up for the shot. Just missed it. Oh, heavy contact there from Cho. How many fouls for Cho now? I think that's his second personal foul as well. But it's just costing Korea points every time, because now Justin Eveson rolls all the way up to the other end of the court, and he will shoot a pair of free throws.
Yeah, it's costing them points now, and it may well cost them players later in the game as they foul out. They're only allowed 5 fouls. So Justin should ice these. He's shooting good free throws today. 4 of 4 we see there.
A couple of substitutions for the Australians. Grant Misons comes into the game along with Eric Horry. Norris and Blair have a rest. Justin Eveson 5 out of 5. The Australians have scored the last 8 points in the match after scores were tied at 12. The Koreans making the early running. Eason's doing a great job for his country. He's up to 14 points. Cho looks up and sees Brad Ness. It's an intimidating sight. Tries to get around him. Passes off. It's a short shot there from Kim. And he's locked in backcourt as Eveson will look to take on Cho one-on-one. Eveson looked at Ness. Now over the top towards Horry. Hartnett's there. Misons is in a bit of trouble. Ness just strolls in and shoots the basket down. 23-12. The Australians. Well, it was an offensive foul.
Offensive foul. Says to Australia number 15, Brad Ness.
What did you think, Brendan?
Yeah, well, he knocked him out of his chair, but I think he might have, milked that one a little bit perhaps, but, the ref's got to call what they see, and Brad did run in the back of the guy. When you get hit by Brad, you stay hit.
Yes. He's a big man. He's having a rest. Just an extremely strong man, Brad Ness. So it's under a minute until quarter time. The Koreans have made a good fist of this match so far. Beautiful team play under the basket. Can they finish? Oh, they'll have 3 cracks at it eventually. They do. Bake missed the first time, Kim Ho-young the second, and then Kim Dong-hyun cleaned it up.
Coach killer there. How was it? 3 offensive rebounds in a row. That's not the role or standard of defence. There'll be some words at quarter time, I would think.
And another foul is called in back play. The 3rd foul has been called on Ko Kwang-yul. And Bill Latham's the man who checked into the game just a moment ago. He'll have a nice first touch of the ball under no pressure from the foul line. Bill Latham played in the Under-23 World Championships earlier this year. The Australian team, and it was a mixed team, interestingly, Brendan, as well. The Under-23 World Championships, the Aussies came fourth.
It's quite a good performance by the Aussie Under-23 team over there. They had high expectations. They got to the medal rounds, if you like. They played off for bronze there. And yes, it is mixed in the Under-23 bracket.
Certainly gives a different perspective on the game.
It does, but don't worry, the girls give as good as they get.
I wouldn't doubt that. Ko passes over the top to Kim Dong-kyun, and it was knocked away from him. Under 24 seconds left in this quarter. Latham got the pass from Eveson. Too easy. No, he missed it. He took it too easy. Now the Koreans, 5 seconds on the clock. Ko, he's trapped. Good defence there from Michael Hartnett, and lack of awareness from the Koreans. But credit the Aussie Rollers. They were really challenged in that opening quarter. The Koreans jumped out to an early lead. They led it 10 points to 7 before the Australians drew level and then took it away from the Koreans. At quarter time, it's Australia 23, Korea 14 in this crucial match in the Asia-Oceania Championships. So second quarter has begun here at the Dandenong Basketball Stadium, and Korea have scored the first 5 points. It's 23-19. The Australians are in a real fight, Brendan.
They sure are. The Koreans have obviously got a few options in the key, and they're making the most of that. And there's been a bit of uncharacteristic play by the Australians in that first quarter that's given the Koreans a bit of a sniff. A few missed layups, some offensive box outs they didn't quite get, and the Koreans are back within 4. So this is great. We've got a great game on our hands here today.
Yeah, absolutely. The Koreans, though, still haven't actually substituted one of their players. So they've got 2 players on 3 personal fouls. One of their players is on 2. So that's a bit of a concern, as well as obviously fatigue, as they're going to have to continue to push very, very hard right for the 40 minutes. And you compare that to the Aussies, who've used 9 players so far in the match. As Latham, it's a 4-on-2 situation here. Great work from Hartnett. Just drew the defence, so did Justin Easton, and Latham could easily shoot the layup. First point to this quarter there to the Aussies. Snapped a 5-0 run.
Yeah, you're right, Darren's strategy with any basketball game, for that matter, is to substitute through and keep some of your star players fresh, or your better players, and rotate that workload around. The Koreans haven't done that to date, and they're also in a bit of foul trouble. So we'll see how things pan out.
Eveson. Meisens is a long way from home. So too is Horry. Horry now flashes into the hoop. Pass into Hartnett from Eveson. Miss there from Michael Hartnett into the big outlet. Will Kim be able to chase it down? He can't. The pass there came from Kim Dong-kyun, and Kim Ho-young, number 4, was the man who was looking to chase it down. Just a little bit too far for him.
You see, he got some good speed up there in his chair, though. He's going a straight line pretty quick, but just not enough to get there.
So Latham now, 19-year-old, youngest man in the Aussie squad. Oh, sorry, second youngest man in the Aussie squad, in front of Yannick Blair. More heavy contact inside. Another foul's called. This is on number 12, Sangha Baik. Just his second personal foul.
For the Rollers, number 7, Sean Norris. Number 9, Scott Crowley.
Couple of substitutions for the Australians. Norris comes in, so does Scott Crowley for his first minutes in the game. Olivia McGrath is standing by the Aussie bench. And Liv, you were over there at quarter time?
Yes, I was. Overall, Coach Ettridge, fairly happy with how it's going. He said, understand that there's going to be flat spots in the tournament, and this is one of them. He emphasised they just need to stick to their processes. He was really happy as well. So the first 5 minutes they gave up too many points, but they got them back. He said, overall, we're doing okay. Korea only have one game plan. If you stick to the processes, we'll be okay.
Second personal foul.
Brendan, you raised your eyebrows when Liv said that Ben Ettridge was happy with how things were going.
Yeah, a flat spot. That's a nice way to put it, I suppose. But no, it's a good challenge from the Koreans, and the Aussies, they're stepping up, and they're coming through now. And it's a very interesting combination that the coach has put on the floor there at the moment. It's not the tallest combination he could have. He hasn't got the big power guys out there, but he hasn't got a lot of low point classifications either. They're around the middle. We've got 2 2s and 2 3s. Very mobile team, very mobile, very fast.
Well, we'll see if it does change things up for the Aussies. 26-19, the Aussies lead by 7. Their biggest lead so far has been 9. Gee, Kim just passed it on the back of Grant Misons. He was able to collect it. Latham now looking for Norris. He might retreat to Crowley. The only player on the team from Adelaide. Now Misons. Well-weighted pass to Latham. He's just got so much time.
Number 5, Bill Latham.
How good's he going to be?
Real good. He's good now.
28-19. The Rollers in front. Cho. Just a little bit too hard off the backboard. Just needs to learn a little bit from Brad Ness and even this man, Bill Latham, just to kiss it off the window. Oh, heavy work being done by Crowley. He might collect the points. Back to Latham. Great team play from the Aussies. The bonus will be to come. That was superb there from Scott Crowley, setting that up for Latham.
Bit of transition basketball there from the Rollers. Fantastic to see. They got to stop at the other end, and that flowed through their offense then. And you can see they had a 2-on-1, worked it beautifully.
Now a couple of substitutions will have to happen for the Koreans because number 4, Kim Ho-young, has just registered his 4th personal foul. So, of course, you are disqualified from the rest of the match when you have 5 fouls recorded against your name. So they risk losing if they continue to play him. So he has to have a rest on the bench. Also going to the bench is number 10, Cho Sung-hyun. So the first minutes for a couple of the Koreans. Latham, not quite. 30-19. Here's Bill Latham, he's got 8 points. Justin Eveson 14 and Brad Ness 6. So of the 30 Aussie points, 28 of them have come from the guys that are classified as 4 or 4.5, which is, I suppose they're occasionally referred to as the big guys or the power players in the side. As there's another, was that a foul or a violation? It was a violation from the Koreans, so a turnover, which is pretty disappointing for them, but at least it wasn't another personal foul because they've already racked up 3 in this quarter. Norris into Misons, block shot there. Came from Kim Dong-hyun. But Norris gets it back. Scrappy play there from the Korean. Just wasn't strong enough with the ball. And Norris, again, throws it away. A few careless errors from the Australian. This is Lee Chi-won. First touch of the game. Great work from Horry. Did brilliantly not to concede the foul, Brendan.
That was very good defence from Eric Horry. He screamed up the court, and here's the replay. You can see he's going straight. The other guy's coming across. Referees judge he had position. He had good chair position. Great defence.
So we could see there that both of the players were continuing to move. They were still moving when they impacted. So perhaps that's why it was a no call. That players don't have to be stationary, do they?
No. Eric clearly had the lane. He kept going straight. He didn't turn at all. Given that he didn't turn, he gets the call to go his way. If he had turned even a little bit, the ref would have said, no, mate, you moved into his lane. Your foul. But no, very good defence. Very impressive.
Kim Chul-soo with the basket there. Korea with their 7th point of the quarter. Norris just swiveling his hips, got through and absolutely, it was a keyhole of a gap. It was a miniature opening. Just watch this.
He follows Eric Horry through there a little bit, so Eric created a bit of a gap for him, and the whiz straight through. Spectacular play.
Norris, his first basket, first field goal for the game, up to 3 points down the other end. Kim Dong-hyun has 7 points of the game.
Violation there. Both back wheels came off the ground when he made contact with number 8, Kwang Young Ko. And that's deemed to be a violation and a turnover.
The Rollers, number 9, Scott Crowley, first personal.
Oh, they called it a charge. My mistake, sorry. A charge. He hit him even harder.
So Australia trailing by 9. Leading by 9, I should say, 32-23. We're joined, as we have been every match throughout the tournament, by Aussie coach Ben Ettridge. Ben, you've got a game on your hands here. Ben, you've got a game on your hands here, I was just saying.
It's excellent. It's the sort of test that you want 4 games into a tournament. How tough are you? Sometimes it's quite easy to get caught up in your own publicity and when you're having good results. So this is great.
You've got a bit of it's Brendan here. Ben, how are you?
Good day, mate.
You've got a bit of a different combination on there at the moment. You're fairly not as tall and fairly mobile though.
Well, that's it. We're trying to match. They're quick. They're a bit like the Japanese of old. All their players can cross. They can all catch. They can all pass. So we knew we were going to have to guard 5 players rather than 1 like we did last night.
Yeah, Ben, and things have also been going very well for you on the court, and we can see the support you've got over there from the assistant coaches and all the squad. There's also a number of supporters behind the scenes to help the Rollers get things done.
Oh, yeah, without the support of Basketball Australia and the Australian Paralympic Committee and Dandenong Basketball Association and places like that, we wouldn't be here playing, 5 games of basketball on home soil. So that's just great.
Yeah, it sure is. Thanks very much, Ben.
No worries, mate.
Ben Ettridge there, the Aussie coach. There's a shot clock violation. The players on court probably glad that we were chatting to him then, Brendan, because I don't think he'd be too impressed with that last offence.
No, but that's what it's about. It's about getting the process right, and we heard that about from the quarter-time timeout. And I'm sure that they'll reiterate that again at half-time. Stick with the process, consistent, persistent, resilient, and get the job done.
Cho. He was one of the players we were expecting a few baskets from career. He's got 5 points in the match. Norris, Horry now, over to Latham. Good teamwork from the Rollers. Oh, brilliant work there from Latham. Great display to get around the defender. And he puts it away. Bill Latham has 10 points. He's certainly leading this group out on the court at the moment.
Yeah, and here's the replay. We can see he puts a bit of a move on there. Got a bit of a nudge, but still came through and finished it off. How good's he going to be, we ask? Well, very, very good.
Just overcooking it there was the Korean player as Norris is down in the Australian half, and the referees just call a stop to the action because he was in a dangerous spot. So it's going to be an Australian ball for the end. And a couple of substitutions. Michael Hartnett comes back into the game, and Sean Russell also coming in. His first minutes of the game, the man from the Wollongong Rollerhawks. He's number 6, just inbounded the ball. He's got a nice little mullet of a haircut there as well, Brendan. I'm sure he's very proud of that.
Sean the Hustle Russell, he's a very stylish young man.
He takes the pass now from Norris. Plenty of time to set up. And he's been certainly... Whoa, big collision. Meisen's absolutely cleaned up Lee Chi-Wan. But this is a beautiful shot there from Russell. Been having a look at the style of Ness, Eveson and Latham.
Nice touch. Just kissed the glass there. Very talented player. Sean Norris. Sorry, not Sean Norris. Sean Russell.
Sean Russell.
I've got the disease. I'll just call him Hustle.
Yep, why not?
That was scored on the Rollers, number 8, Michael Hartnett.
You would have played against him this year in the National League. As I said, he played for the Rollerhawks. You played for the Razorbacks this season.
West Sydney team, yeah. So, yeah, he's a Wollongong boy, and, yeah, he's very impressive, very hard to contain. So he's getting his opportunity here, and, a few of the older players or the stalwarts from the team are having a rest at home, so Ben can have a look at some of these young guys and see what they can do against international competition.
Norris. Of course, the Wollongong Hawks defeated your side for 3rd spot in the championship this year.
Yeah, thanks for that reminder.
Yeah, been pretty thrilled about that, Brendan.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game, very competitive game, and yes, congratulations to Wollongong, came 3rd. Perth, of course, took out 1st place over the other Sydney team. So New South Wales featuring very strongly there with 2nd, 3rd and 4th places, but Perth still the powerhouse of wheelchair basketball in Australia.
I wouldn't say it too loudly about New South Wales, Brendan. You are in Victoria.
Yeah, I am, aren't I, Dandenong?
Yes.
It's very cold.
Just
I
keep
should
your voice down.
I should have known I was in Victoria. It's quite cold. Cold down here, Darren.
Australia leading by 13. Norris. Meisens doing some of the very strong work for the Aussies. Hartnett, did brilliantly to bend over and pick the ball up. Brendan Dowlett, describe to us how hard that is. You've been talking right throughout the tournament how difficult it is for some of these low pointers to actually pick the ball up off the ground. And look at that move from Michael Hartnett.
Watch this. It's a fairly poor pass at his feet. He's got very poor balance, but he's got himself back up, got himself balanced, and then had the presence of mind to get the shot up and make it. Great play, Mikey Hartnett.
Australia have scored the last 6 points. They lead by 15. We've heard that their coach is pretty happy for this perform, pretty happy to be challenged in this match. They need these sorts of challenges. He's certainly enjoying seeing his young blokes go at it. Here's one of them, Adam Deans, 21 years old. Gets it to the 22-year-old Russell. Norris, who's a 24-year-old veteran, just took his eyes off the ball. Meisens has got a couple sealed here. Into Russell. Oh, good block. No. No, the foul is called, as Sean Russell is not too happy with some of the treatment. Well, the block came from behind, and it was actually a clean block from Kim Dong-hyun. You'll see number 5 from behind, but the foul is actually the man in front there, Lee Dong-ril, who Sean Russell thought slapped him in the face. And maybe he did.
So Sean's trying to grow a bit of a beard there too, is he? Might be some sort of a team competition going on there, but I think Grant Myers still wins hands down.
Yeah, so I'd probably get another close look at Sean Russell. I think he needs a bit of work in the beard stakes if he is going to enter that competition. Maybe another month or so. Not to be unkind, Brendan.
No, it's all good nature. All good fun, all good fun.
So Russell, 3 points in the match so far. Australia 39, Korea 23. Oh, brilliant finish!
Spectacular play.
Lee Chi-won took the ball hard at the Australian defenders, and just have a look at this. Meisen's never had position, and what a finish.
That's very good. Very, very good. Took the foul, still got enough balance. Nice touch off the glass, nothing but net, and he gets to ice it with a free throw.
Let's see how he goes. 29-year-old, 2.5 point classification. It could have been a violation, but it wasn't, because a couple of players went in a little bit too early because he made the basket. It won't be the case. So Australia trapped up, just held up a little bit. Russell, Hartnett. Oh, great anticipation there from Lee coming across into the passing lanes and knocked it out of court when the Australians, if Hartnett had have caught that ball, probably would have had an easy basket.
The Korean team putting a bit of pressure on Australia up the court, which is good to see.
Norris for 3. Lee, he's been in everything since he came onto the court about 3 or 4 minutes ago. There's under a minute to go until the half-time interval. This will certainly be the closest that any side has got to Australia at half-time so far in the tournament. The Japanese were within 16 points. The margin is 13 at the moment, but maybe the Australians can extend that. Meisens looks over to Russell, and there's a foul called. That is the 3rd personal foul on Kim Dong-hyun. Probably didn't need to do it. Russell looked like he might have been about to roll underneath the basket and end up in a difficult position.
It's going to be a tough shot, that's for sure, and maybe got out of jail there a little bit, but Shawnee goes to the foul line now and knock these two down.
Makes the first. Sean Russell's best performance in the National League this year was 30 points. The average just on a dozen.
Bit of pressure now by the Australians up the court.
Yeah, there's not long until half-time, Brendan, so they're trying to just force the Koreans into an error or out of their play. That was Lee. The Koreans were good enough to beat it on transition. Hartnett, as the Australians get into a 4-on-3. Now they slow it down, looking for the last shot. Will it come from Deans? There's 9 seconds until half-time. Misses. Rebound taken by Kim Chul-soo. 2 seconds on the clock. Korea won't get a shot attempt away. But they have played extremely well in this opening half. They trail the Australians by 14, 40-26. But they are playing the world's best, and they're doing a pretty good job of it, this committed Korean outfit, Brendan Dower.
They sure have, Darren. This has been the most competitive game against Australia we've seen so far this week. Very impressive from the Koreans. They are in a little bit of foul trouble, but hopefully they can come out again fired up in the 3rd quarter and keep taking it out the Aussies. We want to see a good game.
Yeah, well, they will need to take care of their personal foul situation. A remarkable 16 personal fouls called against the Koreans in the opening half. They trail by 14. One of the Aussie stars from the opening half is, former colleague of ours here at ABC's Grant Meisens.
Well, Grant, you promised me before the match a pretty aggressive game. How's it going?
Well, I think the foul count speaks for itself. It is aggressive. When New Korea comes out, they push their chairs very hard, as do we. So there's bound to be a lot of contact, a lot of fouls called, and Korea in foul trouble at half-time, so we're happy.
So you think the second half you'll be trying to draw a few more and get them into more trouble?
Yeah, I think we'll just keep doing what we do, which is just grind away, play fundamental basketball, and if they're loose with their chair positions, we'll let the referees penalise them, as we have done so far.
Well, all the best for the second half. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Olivia.
Grant Misen's there with Olivia McGrath. He's pretty happy. The Aussies are pretty happy. They lead Korea by 14 points at halftime. Welcome back to the third quarter action of Australia playing Korea. The third quarter is 3.5 minutes old, and the Aussies have responded to the instructions from their coach at half-time. They have scored 11 points to 3, and they lead it by 22. Now it's still 22. It might be 24 in a moment. It is Justin Eveson up to 18 points. 53 Australia, 29 Korea. The Koreans still in foul trouble. Olivia McGrath is on the sidelines. And Liv, you were around the Aussie rooms at half-time, and well, it's fair to say they copped a bit of a spray, isn't it?
Yes, they did receive a stern talking to. Coach Ettridge just reiterating firmly that they were not following their KPIs, their key performance indicators, or their team goals. Just saying that they were getting away from that, worrying too much about the scoreboard and the refs. They just needed to get back to what they can focus on and what they can control. And he also made the point that, you know, they seemed a bit put out that, you know, Korea came and gave them a game. But no, overall happy, but just wanting them to get back on track and back to what they can control.
And how'd you go with the Koreans? I understand you tried to get some thoughts from them at halftime as well. What was the response?
The official line is no comment.
No comment. How do you like that, Brendan?
Give nothing away, give nothing away. But yeah, the Aussies have come out great here in the third quarter. The Koreans took it to them earlier in the game, and they've weathered the storm, and looks like the Aussies are well and truly on top again here now. They're heeding the coach's comments.
Lovely touch there from Chol Hee-young. Now Lee over towards Jang. He puts the basket away, snaps a run of 10 unanswered points from the Australians. It's 55 to 31. Here's Norris. Over to Ness. And one.
Fantastic play there. You see Sean Norris just pull up in the corner. He's out of control, up on one wheel, and still has a peace of mind to flick. Here it is, up on one wheel, gains control. The guy gets a bit of contact, passes into Brad Ness. Money.
That is superb, isn't it? That's what wheelchair basketball's all about.
That is, and that's the skill of Sean Norris. And he works for hours and days in the gym to get that sort of chair control and those chair skills, and that's what makes this Rollers team a great team.
Wholesale substitutions from the Koreans as well. They barely went to their bench at all in the opening half. And now they've just had 5 on, 5 off. They're back to their starting 5 now, the Koreans. Kim Ho-young, Kim Dong-hun, Ko Kwang-yub, Cho Sung-hyun, and Baek Sang-ha. And I just wanted a bit more practice of the names, Brendan.
You're doing very well. You're doing very well. I might stick with the numbers.
Oh, Eveson hit the deck very hard. It's a hardwood floor, and I can tell you, Justin Eveson has endured quite a bit of punishment today. He'll be looking forward to his ice bath after the match.
He sure will, yes. He enjoys the ice baths, Justin. He's a frequent visitor there. But they're fantastic, the ice baths. We had them over in Beijing as well, and the heat over there, and it's very good for maintaining a body temperature and just gets all the lactic acid and all that sort of stuff out of your bodies, and they're a fantastic innovation.